Good morning. It is Thursday, the 30th of July. Do you not have me? Oh, no, you do. Sorry for the delay this morning. I just got back from my run a little bit late. It was just one of those days, but looks like I just missed Pac. Did we just miss Pac? Are we going down? We're at Pac right now. Prior day Pac. Did we try? Nah, I gotta get settled in. Did we just miss this prior Pac? Yeah, I was on a long run this morning and just got back. Kind of want to update quick yesterday before we get into it. We see, if you weren't in the Discord, I got back to even. I was more lucky than good yesterday, I think. If I'm being honest, it wasn't a day I was very happy to get back to even, but not a day that I'm necessarily proud of. Look at this madness. So this was news. I pretty much, as you know, just to update quick where we left off. We left like right at 10:30, right? And I continued to scalp down, got to like one or two contracts. And then coming into news, really what I wanted to be doing, because this is noon, right? So this is when it started to push. And what I was doing is I was putting buy, like long stops, like buy stops, and then taking pretty much piggybacking, always have a contract on, but just taking a lot of profits on the way up. So that's why there's so many orders, because it was buy stops and then I was getting out. So just to keep two contracts on. And then into news, what I did was I put buy stops way up here. And you could see this order here, it happened so fast it didn't even connect to a line. I don't know which side this was on. And then all of these orders here got triggered on buy stops. And then I pretty much, when it was just going crazy, I went all flat. Took a couple other scalps the rest of the day to get me back down into zero. And yeah, so there we are. Pretty happy with it. But as I said in the Discord, broke a ton of rules that actually really the only rule that I broke was not getting out at 150 on my first trade. I'm a big fan of, like, we got in here yesterday. This was definitely an ad. Once we got down into here, I probably should have closed the trade at like 150, 175, and then waited to see when we started to establish lows. Started to see some strength. That's really the only rule I broke. I'm leading with a live account, so I didn't hit my DRB. I say my DRB is like $300 for the Tradeify accounts, but for my live account, it's a little bit bigger than that. So I'm okay doing that. Like you can see, like I got out of my live account earlier. That's why my live account, I was down 47, because I was a little bit more risky with the Tradeify accounts than I would be with my live account. So I got out earlier on my live accounts. But talking about range, man, that blew up range yesterday, right? Getting to 1450, our biggest range day since May. And now we have 360. We don't really have enough room on the bands. So I'm going to be watching. I expect still some volatility after yesterday. On the ES, we are at 79 on 97. So we can play the bands there. We are at prior Pac. Probably T-line is going to be the first short for me up there today. And then M and Q, you're about to get a prior Pac play if you're there. But I think more conservatively with the market opening here in 2 minutes, I'd probably wait and see if we push up the T-line or even prior session high or prior session low. To say that I'm a little bit trigger happy would be, no, I'm not trigger happy, but like I'm a little bit, actually probably a little bit more conservative with just yesterday. There's a lot of uncertainty now. The war talks are back in. Iran's back in the news. A lot of big earnings this week happened. So we're going to see what happens here in 1 minute. And we'll play our cards the way we want to play them. I'm hoping maybe a T-line touch. I'd be willing to do a T-line touch for a short.
Order submitted.
But that's something I'd really have to manage because I do definitely want to go short up here at these stack pox if we get there. Prior session low of day, I'm still willing to play that. Like I said, even though I'm nervous about it staying red, like these are still areas you gotta be in trades. You gotta be willing to say, all right, I'm gonna go in here. If it flushes all the way down, I have to take a stop loss. You know, I can't eat into my DRB. I can't get crushed by my DRB in one trade. And away we go. Cube Gift, thank you always for the morning bell. Appreciate that. See you in the chat. Good morning, good morning. How'd you end up doing yesterday? Snoozy open. Snoozy open. There was news this morning, right? I think there was a lot of 8:30 red folder news. Is that correct? Yeah, it was all 8:30. So that's all passed. How many cups of coffee do you have a day? Ooh. Second one's always better. GD, good morning, bud. Second cup of coffee, I'm saying it. Second cup of coffee is the best coffee of the day. The first and the third coffees are just survival. For me. Then again, I'm addicted. First coffee, just getting my feet on the floor. Third coffee is like, am I going to make it to dinner? Yeah, just not enough range yet to play the bands for me. We did get a slight break above, close above, but just was not in to take longs here. But for the people that play prior POC, that was definitely a break above, close above, and then come back in for, that would be a long entry. Kind of happened here on the ES. Maybe we could play it long on the ES. We had a break above, close above as well on prior day POC, if this is going to continue to go up. We do have range on the bands, so let's see where those line up on the bands. Yeah, they line us up to shoot outside the bands. Not sure I'm really willing to take that. Just using Confluence, like I feel more comfortable statistically taking the +2 here with range 85 pretty much at ATR, but I don't necessarily want to die on the ES hill today. Maybe back up here. I always like to start in the Dow. Sometimes the Dow just really doesn't present that stuff to anything. What is 387? Is that enough? Public math is not allowed. Oh, we are. All right. Let's play ball. Yeah, public math is not allowed. It's not allowed. I'm also looking at the volume from yesterday. We do have a T-line is really where there's a nice little node there. There was a node here-ish. But now I'm thinking if we want to play a little bit above session high, like right at this node over here.
Order submitted.
And then this could be our add. I'm not heavily opposed to that. That would also add some range to the day. But that's really where I feel comfortable right now. NASDAQ traders, let me know if I'm not looking at the screen and it gets up into these prior session high, these stacked highs. I will trade the NAS if like things look really, really good and there's multiple points of confluence. Like this is a good one for me. I could take that risk here. I can take this risk, especially with T line up here. Take a tight stop. So if I'm not looking at the screens, let me know when we get up here. I'm also messing with a ton of options this week. One day I got to get the options people from my Discord in here, and we'll bring up the options thing, and we'll trade some options as well. We got to wait until there's like a day where there's not much going on. Who likes long off developing pocket? I tend to only use developing pockets targets, not as entries. So that's tough for me, but I know aggressive traders will be looking to take that. Pretty much right down at POC. I prefer -1s and even at value area down here. As a long, even more.
Order submitted.
And how many times we said it's never going to come all the way back down here, and then it does. And if you're going to be patient and wait that out, you might as well be patient and just bring it here. Right? Especially with these wicks, you got an add down here, a prior session low. I think that's a very, very good setup. I mean, we're dead smack in the middle of the range right now. Mike, what's up, buddy? Good morning. You're an early morning trader. Do you have any trades on yet? We're trying to figure out what's going on here. Mike G is funded today, guys. Passed his evals yesterday. I think he passed his evals in the afternoons. GG's. Good job, Mike. There's a high volume node over here on ES as well. If we try and get up here. See if we get this bear continuation off T-line. You did one? You're short off here? Yeah, I missed that one. I opened the stream and it was already above. Which is looking like it worked out nice. Took a little bit of heat, right, from 78 up to 124. Fair amount of heat. This flips up, and if we're entering this on a green candle, that's especially pumping out of the lows here. Just reacting, right, guys? Not guessing. No bias. Definitely have our little short trend bias down, but everything's green on the day. MNQ's up 2.3% on the day. Also rested in Dubai at POC as well. All right. Was that a unicorn or something like that? Bigfoot? So targeting, you want POC to POC then? That's a good trade. Do I want to play this early? I feel like that's fiddling in the middle for this guy.
Order submitted.
I'll take this one though. Double bottom. Sweep this double bottom here. Did I miss mine by a tick? Looks like I did. Yikes. The guy that always drags it into price. Telling you, a little PTSD from yesterday. Even so, this is still aggressive for me, so I don't mind missing that one. I'm really being patient for this one up here. We're over 1 ATR on the NQ though too, so. Outside the bands, 1 ATR. But we know the NASDAQ will do whatever the NASDAQ's going to do, right? Oh my gosh, this is tough to say. Good to see Mike getting paid though. Mike, you're healthy, right? Let's go. What's the target, Mike? You going all the way back up to POC again? You doing a POC to POC again? No, I'll get there. I'll get there. Not fiddling in the middle. My orders are resting. This NASDAQ short is going to get me done today. Nice. Solid day. Especially for 9:43. We haven't had a 9:43 day in a while on stream. Wow. Can't say it's a miss for a tick. Like, we missed that one. Just straight out missed it. Yeah, my only hesitation was that we'd run through developing pocket bunch. This one I should have taken. But like I said, I got to stream late. I just missed it. It was already above. And now everything's pumping. Like shorts don't look great. Even this would, I mean, this is way outside the bands now. NQ is soaring, up almost 3% today. MES about to be up 1%. Tough to look short here right now at prior POC with that whole wick, man. +2 is probably short for me. The high of that candle, though, is very, very close to what I already have placed. So I just placed this like 20, 30 points above the high of day. That's kind of where I got this spot from. But it also aligns with this high volume node over here. If that makes sense. Yeah, who's trading today? Who's in something?
Order submitted.
Bring this right to the top of these wicks, these open and close.
Order canceled.
Get in a little earlier, but I'll be a little bit more conservative with that ad than at the top of the range. Who wants this NASDAQ touch? Holy cow. Risky. Almost 900 points of range on the NAS. Almost all of yesterday's range. Man. Will this just rip through T-line? Triple top and bounce? GD, you here? You're the NASDAQ trader. What are you doing in here? Are you waiting for prior session high a day? Or are you shorting T-line? Or are you just staying away from this candle for the next 10 minutes? Oh, I know you like to crop wicks. So you're in at the top. Are you in like literally right now? I still might give it a shot. I don't trade the NAS very often, but this is a pretty good setup with a ton of range. Okay. Hey, I'm thinking about you. I said this is our stream. This is not my stream. This is our stream. I know what you guys are doing. Right, even before Mike G got here, I said he's going to come in and already have trades on. I know. Cube Gift's going to be a little bit more conservative with me. Mike G's, stay away from the NASDAQ. You just told me to get in trades. Which one do you want me to do? Get in trades, just not trades on the NASDAQ.
Order filled.
All right, we're in the Dow. At the top of this huge wick. Can't see that working out. No Nazzy. Well, no Nazzy now that we're in this. Actually, I don't have any longs. Okay. So here's kind of what I was doing yesterday. I was taking stack swing lows and I was putting sell stops here
Order submitted.
so that if it blasted that zone, I would add to a winner and then I'd put my stop like right at -1. So I'd get this line to line and then stay in a contract for the full move. That's what I was doing yesterday. We'll see. That's what I'm going to kind of try and do today. We'll see what happens. Because then if it comes back in, I would still add it +2s. And that's how I was able to stay in trades longer yesterday and get bigger moves with keeping the same amount of contracts. So once it fills that, I'm going to want to put a stop right at my my +1. Or it's going to go all the way back against me. We'll see. Still 7 minutes to go on this candle. It played right off of that swing low again. And that's why I've been putting it a little below the swing low, because this happens. But this is a story as old as time now, with me not taking my short little winners and then having to manage longer. So it's the give and take that I've been doing to get bigger moves, a little bit more risk. Hello, James. Good morning. Thanks for hopping in, saying hello. Hey, James, what do you trade? New, looks like a new face, unless you've been here under a different name. But yeah, tell us about yourself. Small group, but it's pretty much the same 6 or 7 people every day. So still kind of want this NASDAQ short.
Order submitted.
You hear nothing. 3 minutes on this candle. Definitely want to close heavy. Definitely want a heavy close. Targeting VWAP. You're long, James? Really? Oh, that's kind of weird. So you got to log in 5 different times? Ugh. James, if you're long, I'm rooting against you a little, buddy. I can't tell a lie. But you're looking pretty good right now. Creating a nice little chop, though. Very interested to see in this next candle if we're going to reclaim this wick or not. Or if this is a 3-bar continuation. Well, hopefully we come down and get you filled, then I can get out. Yeah, there's a very good chance that we might have like a little bit of a rip, a consolidate, and then more rips to the upside. Totally plausible. Or we can close heavy and just take this whole wick back down to VWAP, which would be dope. Right then this can actually come, this can move down to VWAP, which would be a really aggressive target. I can't see us, I mean POC, I can't see me holding a trade through VWAP down to POC unless it's moving very, very quickly. I am looking to add a second though, right below this support here, these swing lows. $45 seconds on this candle. Definitely want to see it close a little heavier. It's pulling right back up. See if we can get another bounce off of this resistance. But yeah, we're chopping right here. Short the MES. Outside the bands, you rebel. Oh my God, NASDAQ. Look at that candle. Oh my golly. New candle here. I just got to watch the NASDAQ here. What a candle. Can it continue? We're up 3.25% on the NASDAQ right now. With 950 points of range. It's looking for more. The NASDAQ going to go for 1,000 points of range today.
Order submitted.
That's all you, man. You let me know how that goes. If I was having a big week or if I was green on the day, maybe, but that's not a hill I'm going to die. I'm not dying on the Nazzy hill today. I've had a rough week. Down $9, but This $9 down on the week does not show the emotional toll of the week. And it's only Thursday. Now we have a ton. So we see this here. This is why I really do like the Rankos. This is just so much more clear. All of these swing lows are just so much more clear on the Rankos. Dude, I hope it comes all the way back down to prior POC for you. Would you be able to hold that long? Because that would be sick. That would be insane. That'd be a great move. What would that move be? Filled prior high, take it down to POC. 288 points, 289 points. That'd be a legendary hold. I'd have to give you the stream if you held that long. And I'm rooting for that because if it does it, the Dow's probably going to come down with it a little, which we kind of want. With the exception of James. Sorry, James. Yeah, hold it. We might get our fill on our second contract here. I'll get ready to add my buy stop. If that happens, take a little off the table for today.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay, so now we can kind of see what happened there. I got filled in a contract, and then I put a stop for my first contract. Okay, so that locked me in $25, but now I'm still in for the rest of the move if I want, and I still keep my ad up here at +2s. So essentially, it can come back all the way against me, and my ad is still there, but I at least locked in something. And I can try and play the full target now. Now, it turns out, which was not happening yesterday, my buy stop was a bottom tick entry, which is fine. You know, but either way, the way I see it is it got to here. If I wouldn't have added, I'd still be in the trade and I'd almost be back to zero. Right? Where by entering here, now I would have got a continuation of the move, but it's gone against me and I'm back to zero. So either way, I'm net zero on the trade, whether I would have added a contract or not. Now, if it would have continued to go my way, right, now I would have gotten even more continuation and this could have been green. That's the thought process between that sell stop and trying to add another contract, but then taking one off immediately. Like yesterday, it was really crashing through the swing highs and lows, and I was able to take the stop and then move it here, which was awesome. Yeah, you can say I bottom ticked. I bottom ticked that candle. And then my ad up here will bring my break even up pretty much into the middle of the range, which is good. And then I can essentially do the same exact thing on the way back down. To just always have one contract really working with me. I hope that makes sense. It took a while for it to make sense in my mind, like how I was going to make that happen. But now that I've done it a few times, it's definitely making me a little bit more comfortable with it. The hard thing to get over is that math. Like entering and then seeing a position go from up $30 to now down $30 quick, but seeing that the net difference is zero. So I've lost a little, I'm down a little bit, $8 right now. But once you get over seeing like the red on that second ad and knowing that you would have essentially been red giving back on this contract, it feels not better, but it at least is like, okay, we're still at a net sum difference. Go GD. Go GD. Suck it, NQ. Go, go, go. Dude, I'm rooting for you. Go, go, go. James, once I'm out of this trade, I'll root for the longs for you. Mike, I miss it. Are you sure? Where are you in, Mike? Are you in the ES? I'm not taking profit. Dude, if it starts to go fast, do what I just did. Like if it crushes through T-line, put a sell stop and then put a stop right above it. Oh, go Mike. Everyone's getting green. Except for me, down $12. Me and James, the suckers over here trading the Dow, are the only red. How can James be long and I'm short and we're both down? Actually, no, he's a little green. James a little green. He said 52,000 was his entry. The reason I'm not adding here and all of this support is we don't have a ton of range. We're over 50% ATR, but we don't have a ton of range on the Dow yet. Like there's still range to be given. Even if you take out yesterday's madness and we go by yesterday's ATR, which I think was like in the 620s, we're still only at 399. Suck it, NQ. Pay the man. Right on. Good stuff, James. Suck it, ES. Everything's moving good. Let's keep it red. Everything. Even the Dow. Come on down, Dow. This is almost a POC. This looks like it wants a shift. We want a POC shift right to here. Right at, yeah, that 990. There's a ton of volume down there. OGD, hopefully you get this low volume node right here. Come all the way down. Come on, bud. Don't give too much back. Don't give too much back. Take some crumbs. Lots of crumbs lead to a loaf of bread. Man, we love Prior Pock from yesterday, huh? We are just glued to Prior Pock for pretty much since the open. Just glued to Prior Pock. Right in the middle of the zone here. Everyone's in a trade. Let's get everybody healthy today. Like, what'd you say your target was? 7/400s. It's a big target. Solid plan, James. Yeah, I'll probably be out of VWAP and then it can boost for you. I'm targeting VWAP and then we'll send it to the moon for you. So if you can just be patient, James, and wait for it to come down, take a little bit of heat for me so it can get to VWAP, and then I'll get out of the trade and then you can boost it. I think then everybody wins. I will be taking my 45-minute pee break here in a second. Actually, maybe I'm going to go take my pee break now. I'll be right back. Yeah, always got to focus. It's a long journey to the bathroom. Doesn't know what it wants to do, huh? Ooh, that snapped back too. Don't love that. Everything recovered. Once again, love and prior POC on the Dow. Who knows what it loves up here on the ES? Come on. Crush through here. You know you want to. No more support here. No more support here. There you go. Keep coming. 43. Make 43 your bitch. Come on. Keep it coming. Make a new low in this candle. You know you want to. There you go. Come on. Come on, you silly Dow. Keep going. Nope. Yeah, there you go. Nope. There'll be none of that. There'll be none of this continued recovery. Sometimes I'll talk like that to the computer at work, and my office mate will be like, Who actually are you talking to? Or she'll say something like, You're on the phone with Mr. Dow a lot. I'm like, it's not. She thinks it's like a student's parent or something. There's no Mr. Dow that I argue with every morning and cheer with every morning. Imagine how long would you have to sit with your office mate and think that they were on the phone with Mr. Dow? And then someday they're like, suck it, Dow. I hate you, Dow. Or she'll come into the office and she'll hear like EDM on there. She'll be like, ooh, you're having a good day. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, your music always gives your vibes on how you're trading that day. I'm like, no, it doesn't. She's like, yep. If you're in a trade, it's lo-fi. If you're winning, it's EDM. If you're losing, it's rap. I'm like, that's so true. You're so right. This chop is brutal, though. Things get heavy again on the ES. And then Q. See if we can get a little bit more heavy on the Dow. For a minute, just got here. We do have some realized gain on the day. So I'm pretty much break even right here today. Right there, I'm break even. That's kind of what we're working with. We have one short. There's our short. Leave that on there. And we took a sell stop to add a contract here. And then we took a stop to get out of our first contract, and that's the profit we took. Bottom ticked that contract add. Pretty much worst case scenario when doing buy stops and sell stops to add contracts. Bottom ticked it. Literally bottom ticked it, I think. I don't even know. It looks like our entry's below the tick. That is when you hear someone say they bottom ticked, there's the contract ad right there. And then just went into immediate drawdown on it. don't you tell me about it. I have an ad. My ad's way up here. Remember yesterday when we drew the two zones and we're like, oh, it's going to chop here. And I'm like, all right, I'll take some scalps. And then I took one at the bottom trying to scalp and it pumped through. If I take an ad here, it's going to rip. I'm perfectly happy with my, I can add a third. I know. These are things I know. I'm waiting till the next candle. I do kind of want to add here. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to do that ad because it is chopping pretty good there. But then I'm going to take this one off for now. And I'm going to put that above. Now, okay, that's in a good spot, actually. Today is not day 105. Today, I think, is day... Now you're making fun of me. I think today's day... You're bullying me now. I'm from the 90s. That's totally okay. Bully away. I think day 36, I'm going to say. 34. It's only day 34. It's only day 34. You've blown up and passed more accounts in the last 34 days than I have the last year. But then again, you're trying to get a payout right now, and I'm trying to get to $1,500. And then once I get to $1,500 in 40 or something days, then I got to do that again to create the buffer so I can get a payout. So I should get a payout by Christmas, all things considered. Yeah, James, I agree 100%. Like the fact that we're only at $3.99. See, day 71 for Cube Gift. Ian Cube Gift. We're on the same path. We like that. We're in the same trajectory. I'm just like, when we're talking what direction I'm going to choose, I would have already, yeah, no, zero patience. Oh, good. Suck it, Dow. Is everybody else going? No. Everything's not correlated. Mike, you're right. Should I edit? 10 days for an account? Yeah. You trade different, though. And there it is again, using that bottom wick. Come on, let's make new lows in the candle. New lows. There we go. We're green, boys and girls. Possibly. I think all my followers are green. Boys, pretty much. Yeah, it doesn't work for me either. But like yesterday was an example of like getting a little impatient. Yesterday was like a little bit of, I've been trading these so long. I think yesterday was a great example of that, which kind of gets me in trouble. And even right now, like with the tight range and me wanting to add contracts, it is me being a little impatient. But I definitely would love a heavy close into this candle. Heavy close or closes candle would be great. See, now I see this ad. Like if it gives all of this back up, especially on this candle, that's not something I'm interested in. Right? If it comes all the way down and makes this awesome sell strength and then they just buy it right back up to here, it shows that like buyers are kind of like messing around with sellers a little bit. A concern. No, Michael, what that is the same thing I say about raising kids. You have to let them do dangerous things safely. You do dangerous things safely. Just under 3 minutes left in this candle. Now, if we make it to the next candle and we get a close down here around these wicks, like right now we're just testing these wicks. Don't love that. Right? These wicks are now acting as a bit of support. And we saw the same here before we got the dumps through it. So like just being a little conservative with the ad, but if we can stay heavy and close this candle red, it'll make me more inclined to maybe want to take an ad here. But like not right now. Like just buying up wicks all day so far. Yeah, the NASDAQ just hit 1,000 points of range. Gave it right back. That's tough to watch. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get an ad here. I'm okay at the plus twos. That's going to add some range up into the 400s. But maybe it'll sell it right back down. Who knows? I'm not trying to predict it, but definitely don't feel comfortable with an ad on this candle with them just buying up wicks the whole morning. $45 seconds on this candle. Looking like it wants to close just like the last one. Smaller wicks. Would love a heavy close. Let's get down below the plus ones for the heavy close. Come on. Everything closes candle heavy. 20 seconds to go. Got that POC shift on the ES. Let's get that heavy close. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. For anybody that just jumped in. We are managing a short. That used to be at the plus ones. Way back. Well, actually, no, it wasn't when we added. It was here. But we added on a break of this support here. That's where we added. We'd seen a ton of support once I broke through and literally bottom ticked that breakthrough there. New candle forming now. POC shift. Stacked POCs now. Break below, close below POC, but there it goes. Right back up again. I'm going to wick out some more. More wicks, hopefully. Did say if we made it to that next candle, I'd feel a little more comfortable with the ad there. Definitely don't want to repeat it yesterday where we added in support. Added in resistance and then it just crushed through. Gotta have the sponsored gear on. Got to get that sponsorship gear on. Can you see it? Fortunately, not a trading sponsor. It's a running sponsor. Not an ad. All the candlestick pattern people. Look at this flag. Look at this flag pattern for a breakout. Hope they're wrong. Flag breakout pattern. It would be fantastic if we've made highs on the day. GD, you are preaching to the choir. I said to my wife this morning, I was like, she had to drop my daughter off gymnastics. I was like, hopefully when you get back, I'm done. We haven't had a day like that in like 2 weeks. I mean, I guess I could have got out. I could have been done here. Right? That would have got me out at 10 o'clock. But like, yeah, these long trading days they've been rough. But that's just them's the breaks sometimes. Sometimes you get in, sometimes you get out. And these days they just give you a little bit of patience, and I'm finding myself getting a little bit impatient with this one. I mean, with the way this is going, VWAP's going to just come up to my entry anyway. Yeah, definitely testing the mental edge for sure. Suck it down. Come on. New wicks. New lows. Flush this wick. No, none of that double bottom BS. Let's flush right through there. Come down, touch VWAP, make everyone happy. How do you know where my entry is, market makers? Are you watching my stream? How are you going to tick my entry? They know. They know. This was a little tease here.
Order submitted.
It's POC. It's +1. We've been chopping. Stacked POCs.
Order filled.
If you have questions about that ad, let me know again. Like I said, stack box, +1, enough range. I had an ad already up here. Might as well take it down a little bit. Probably put a stop here if it breaks through to lock in just a little bit. But tough conditions with the chop right now. We'll see what happens. Respecting T-line so far, huh? Somewhat respecting. And this is kind of the NASDAQ plus or minus. Like still a level, but could be, plus or minus a bunch to get to that level, That was Tara saying. Guess it wasn't over quick. What a chop zone. Holy Christmas. I feel like this is a reverse of yesterday when we were saying yesterday how much lower could it really go? Now we're saying how much higher can the NASDAQ really go today? Taking back the entire move yesterday. Both times. Like this is insane markets. Look at this. Down, up, huge. Then just gives it all the way back and then some, and then just continues. What's freaking crazy. Love it. Volatility is dope. Nerve-wracking, but dope. And then what's happening here with these converging chop zone? Who's going to lose? I really hope it's the downside. But wowie. Yeah, they're just trying. They're just like, just want to get up. They're like, they're scratching the wall. Like, we'll go a little bit deeper. It's not going to be fast. Yeah, I mean, any consolidation can explode. It's a little different than yesterday when we knew it was going to explode because there was news coming. But with all the news in for the day, right? The boss isn't talking today at all, is he? He spoke 2 nights ago. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think about this. It's definitely not the most comforting feeling. I'm trying not to be trigger happy and say, okay, let's trust the method. But yeah, a little nerve wracking. Like, how many times do I want to see this come barely into profit and then just completely reverse against me, where I can maybe take this off and then just reset my whole brain? How many times is this going to get tested before I'm wrong? I'm just protecting that first order because I do have 2 on. So now I'm break even on that ad contract I had. Hopefully this stays heavy to target, but I at least got back that trade. Kind of want it right here, but okay, now I'm not touching it. Not touching it anymore.
Order filled.
And just to preserve some capital, guys, I am just going to do this. I'm not.
Submitted.
I just don't know what it wants to do, and I'm not going green to red today. I just don't, frankly, have the emotional capital. We'll try and hold for target here. But I'm getting out with a win today, guys. And then I can reevaluate on the day. We'll love a full target, though. Doesn't look like we're going to get it.
Order filled.
That's fine.
Order canceled.
You know what, guys? Like, we'll watch it go down and hit it. That pull off early was an emotional capital. I have to be honest with you. Like, there's more than just putting the orders on the line, which I think a lot of people don't mention. If your mind is not ready to sit through drawdown or to watch this go against you, you have to be able to acknowledge that. Like, granted, in a stream, like, I know I look like a pussy not holding to target, and I know it's great to want to buzz the bell and like, that's all great. But at the end of the day, the mental side, and maybe I'm preaching, maybe I'm just talking to myself and you don't want to hear this, but like, the mental side is more important than the technical side. People are losing at trading because of the mental side, not the technical side. So the way I see it, I've had a shaky week mentally. The trades have been fine. But now I look at myself Thursday and I'm up on my accounts. I now have less than $500 to go to pass. And even my account that I got out early yesterday is green on the week. That's why I'm able to take them off, because these things are more important to me than an extra. When did I close? How far away from target? I closed it here at 200 and I gave back $20. So for $10 of profit, I got all, like, the weight lifted off my shoulder. You have to be willing to do that. Because now I can kick it. I can go see my kids. I can play a board game with them. And then if we get back to the -2s or we come all the way back down here, who knows where they're at now, I can reevaluate later in the day. But I probably like just do this
Order canceled.
and just say, we're good. $52 on the day. We're good on a Thursday in tough markets. So I know a lot of people disagree with me, but if we go into the trade journal, then we should be synced by now. We'll see. But for a guy like me that's learning how to do this, that's not a guru, that's not pumping affiliates. Yeah, I have my Tradeify. I said to Mike G yesterday, guys, I'm never going to make any money off affiliates from Tradeify. Like, their threshold for an affiliate payout is so high and I'm so tiny, I'm never going to get there. So it's really just to help you. But anyway, like, this is a month that dreams are made of for a guy like me that's learning how to do this, that's doing it for the love of the game. It's not up yet, but we're green on the week now. Usually if I do this, yeah. Like, look, this is a live account. The other one's up $40-something, but this is what dreams are made of for me. $590 this month. And this is just my live account. 5 green weeks in a row. And this Monday, Tuesday of last month was green as well. So that's another $88 that I could technically add to this week. I got to close that trade, guys. Look, red last month. Red the month before that. Red the month before that. Shit, I might not even trade tomorrow and just say, look at that. Look at this grind back on this chart. Can you see that? I think I gotta make that smaller. Look at the grind back. So I had to close the trade, guys. These are all the external things, And really, and I'm going to make a video about this. What did I learn this month? What has been different since June 10th? This is when I got those accounts, the Tradeify accounts. Look at the week before that. Down 185, down 500, down 300, down 300. This was me just on tilt. And this day, and I think it was Mike G, we had a great talk in the Discord. And, that's the great thing about having accountability partners and things is like, had a mental reset. I said, what I'm going to do, because at this time, dude, I was trading everything. One, I got out of Rod's room, and I know that people love his room, but it was definitely for a guy like me, making me make trades I wouldn't make and making me trade insurance I wouldn't trade. Everyone was making so much money in there. I was like trying to be them. That was one change I made. And frankly, that's going to go in the video as well. The other trade I made was range trader first, 30-minute range first, starting with just session high, session low, and prior pockets entries. That's it, non-negotiable. And then after that, the range being over 50% is good, but for a guy like me still learning, I kind of like 60 to 75% ATR before using the bands and then going there. And then I've progressed from trying to hold trades a little longer to adding to winners. And that's where the growth is happening for me this month. I didn't get luckier. I didn't trade differently. I limited my ads. It's just, there's a bunch that I will make a video on the month, but that was me just standing on my soapbox a little bit and explaining why I didn't hold this to target that would have hit and giving back $10. I hope after what I just said, it helps explain why this $10 wasn't worth it to me. Yeah, James, I have to agree, and I know that you're not in here every day. We talk about him a lot, and I want to make it very, very clear that he is who he says he is, and that his credibility is there. But unfortunately, he does not trade the way he teaches. I was in his room for 3 months, and I would have moved to school. Like $99 would have been worth it for me to be in his room if he traded the way he gets on in a condescending fashion in the afternoon, makes fun of people that don't get in trades or don't do this, or if he was in his trade room and he had the Dow up and he was trading 1 to 2, passing all of these in his sleep in a week. But you can't tell me to limit my size and then be in 7 contracts across 8 instruments and then be like, how are you guys not up $500 a day like me? It's just, that's the only negative, the only con. The dude is insanely wealthy. I mean, school right now, he's making $50,000 a month just from school. If you do that rough math. But he is an amazing trader. But I don't understand why he doesn't teach what he is trading and successful. He's trading and he's successful because he trades multiple markets, granted with very, very small size, which allows him to do what he does. But he is a hedging expert. And he'll say, I'm not hedging on purpose. I call bullshit on that. He's okay taking heat on one because he knows he knows all of the markets because he's been watching. He's so experienced. He knows the markets that go the opposite way. So when he's taking heat, he knows where to get in, and another one that's probably going to go. And then at the end of the day, it's kind of like a bookie or kind of like a casino. Like right when a bookie writes lines, he doesn't care who wins or loses. He wants the trades. A bookie wants trades to be, or bets to be equal on both sides. And then bookies make their money off the VIG, right? He essentially wants his net P&L to be close to zero, and then one of those outliers to go the way he wants, and he just keeps that one open, which is amazing. I wish that's what he traded, but you said, wow. What? I know you're not saying wow to me. What moved? Oh, the whole markets did. Yeah, I guess I shit the bed on this one, guys. It's okay. For all the reasons I just talked before, I'm okay. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I hope that makes sense. Tomorrow, the last day of the month, we're going to do this again. We're going to have a great day. Hope you guys are patient. Take a little bit of crumbs off the table. There's no rush. We'll be trading these accounts for months if we need to. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Market open 9:15. Go out and get some exercise, please. I beg you. It'll make you smile more.